Welcome to the show. Welcome to Your Thought Life podcast. I am your host, Michael Anderson. If you haven't already, do take a moment and leave us a rating and a review. These are incredibly helpful because they tell the algorithm that people like the show, and consequently, the algorithm shows this to more net new people seeking this style of content. Most certainly, we appreciate this act of kindness. Today, we're jumping into the topic of understanding authentic self-confidence. And before we dive into the specifics of this topic, it's crucial to understand what real confidence actually means. Authentic confidence isn't about feeling superior to others. Let's get that understood and founded. Nor is it maintaining a perfect image or never experiencing doubt. None of these three have to do with real, authentic self-confidence. Instead, it's a deep-seated trust in your ability to handle whatever life presents, combined with a realistic assessment of your strengths and areas for growth. This type of confidence remains stable even when you make mistakes, family, when you're facing criticism or you encounter unexpected challenges. Research in positive psychology distinguishes between two types of confidence: contingent and non-contingent. Contingent confidence depends on external validation, achievements, and comparison with others. This type of confidence is fragile because it fluctuates based on circumstances beyond our control. Non-contingent confidence, however, stems from an internal sense of worth and capability, does not require external validation or any other type of reinforcement. I've always talked to you about the internal versus the external locus of control. And this is primarily where I have derived this information from. We endeavor to have a type of confidence that does not depend on others, but rather we can manufacture it all by ourselves. We're going to jump right into techniques today because this is an area where a lot of people are experiencing a good amount of internal suffering and resistance. The first technique for building real confidence involves systematically developing competence in the areas that matter to you. This isn't about becoming perfect or comparing yourself to others. We want to shun that. It's about creating a foundation for genuine skill and knowledge that naturally generates confidence. When you know you can rely on your ability because you've developed them through consistency, through focused effort, and through rigor, your confidence becomes unshakable. Why? Because it's based on reality rather than wishful thinking or someone's fleeting commentary. Deliberately practicing differs significantly from the casual practice or the simple repetition that some might tell you. This technique involves identifying specific areas for improvement, which means there has to be a time of reflection for you to come to these deductions on your own. It involves setting challenges and achieving goals. Some might say, but I don't really get it. Let me give you an example. I think the example will speak volumes. If you want to build confidence in public speaking, as an example, your deliberate practice might involve recording, giving short presentations, analyzing your performance, identifying specific areas for improvement, like vocal variety, pitch and tone, gesture usage, and then practicing those specific elements until they become natural. This is the essence of deliberate practice. The second method I want to share with you involves cognitive restructuring and self-talk mastery. Like, I know that when you're alone, sometimes you're worse than your worst critic. You really come down hard on yourself. I'm going to gently but boldly ask you to cut that out immediately. Stop being tough on you. Stop treating yourself like you're not your best friend, because this next method depends on you transforming your internal dialogue from a source of self-doubt into a foundation for self-support. Most people are completely unaware of the constant stream of thoughts running through their minds, many of which are self-criticism, pessimistic, and fear-based thoughts. And these sort of automatic thoughts significantly impact confidence level because your brain treats your internal commentary as fact. Say that again, Michael. Your brain treats internal commentary as fact. It's just like the self it's just like your subconscious. It accepts it as fact because it's originating from within. Cognitive restructuring begins with developing awareness of your self-talk patterns. For 1 week, for just 1 week, I want you to pay attention to the voice in your head, particularly in challenging situations. Notice whether your internal dialogue is encouraging or discouraging, realistic or catastrophic, solution focused or problem obsessed. Most people discover their self talk is far more negative and unhelpful than they realize, often including harsh criticism, as I shared with you, that they wouldn't even say to their closest of friends, yet they say it, we say it to ourselves. So once you've identified your negative self-talk patterns, the next step is learning to challenge and replace them with a more accurate, helpful account or thought. And this doesn't mean replacing negative thoughts with unrealistic positive ones. I don't want you to do that. Instead, it involves developing a more balanced, evidence-based internal dialogue. For example, instead of thinking, I always mess up my presentations, you might think, I've had some presentations that have gone and some not as well, but I can learn from each one of those experiences so that I can improve. Huge difference in the first and the second for this example. One was incredibly critical, where the other one used the action as a springboard for continual learning. This type of realistic, growth oriented self talk builds confidence by acknowledging both the challenge, the possibilities, and what can come if we just change how we talk about it and how we view it, because of the cognitive load that is associated with these two specific techniques. That's all we're going to share for today. But I do want you to understand something. While each of these two techniques are powerful individually, if you're able to combine the two, you will create for yourself a very comprehensive approach for building unshakable self-confidence. I think that to the extent that you start choosing an area of confidence building that aligns with your values, then you can use each of these two to strengthen that area over a span of time. Remember, we want to be encouraging and we need realistic self-talk, not catastrophized, not hypothetical, not beating ourselves up. Gone are those days. So as you develop skill and maintain a positive internal dialogue, what you're going to find is that confidence is going to start building, very small, but with more and more wins. And to the extent that you practice this more and more often, then what you'll see is over a span of time, everyone's different. You're going to go from having a small amount or no confidence to having confidence, to which you can then begin to really build unshakable, authentic confidence. And I trust that this is going to help each of you. I most certainly enjoy sharing it with you. Feel free to reach out to us via our Linktree app. It's available in the show notes. I want to remind you that you are enough, you can do it, and you are uniquely equipped to realize your goals. Until next time, take care and keep pressing forward.